When it comes to stopping a global disease, every single second counts. An outbreak can literally race around the world before the first official report even gets filed. But what if we had a secret weapon? A kind of global nervous system that could feel the first tiny tremor of an epidemic long before it becomes a full-blown crisis? Well, it turns out we do. And you're using it right now. So let's just dive right into that. I mean, think about it. What if the simple act of you searching for fever and cough could become a tiny data point that helps public health officials spot an outbreak weeks ahead of schedule? It sounds like science fiction, right? But it's not. It's the new frontier of public health. To really get why this is such a game changer, we first have to understand the race we're constantly in. It is a nonstop, high-stakes sprint against threats we can't even see. I mean, just think back. In recent memory alone, we've had to deal with SARS, H1N1, Ebola. These aren't just distant headlines. They are massive global challenges that push our public health systems to the absolute limit. And the core problem has always been speed. How do you get ahead of the curve? Okay, so the traditional way of doing things, relying on doctors and labs to report cases, it's essential, but it has this huge built-in delay. It's kind of like getting an emergency alert delivered by snail mail. By the time all that information gets collected and analyzed, the outbreak is already 2 steps ahead. We needed something that works in real time. And this, right here, is where the internet completely changes the game. It's gone from being just a tool for us to talk to each other to a powerful instrument for something called epidemic intelligence. And that brings us to this key term, infodemiology. It's exactly what it sounds like, a mix of information and epidemiology. It's basically the science of sifting through the mountains of data we create online to track health trends. It's all about finding that crucial signal in all of the noise. So the basic idea is pretty simple. Millions of us go online every single day to talk about how we're feeling, to search for symptoms, or to read news about some sickness going around town. Every one of those actions leaves a little digital footprint. These new systems are designed to gather up all those footprints and analyze them to create a live map of potential health threats. And look, this isn't just some quirky idea someone had. The insights we're talking about today are built on a huge systematic review of more than 4,600 scientific articles. Just think about that number. That's how much research has gone into figuring out how to best use this technology to save lives. This is a serious, evidence-based field. So how does this stuff actually work? I mean, how do you turn a simple Google search or a news article into an alert that could literally save lives? Well, let's peel back the layers and see how these systems came to be. Yeah, this didn't just happen overnight. It actually started way back in 1994 with a simple email list called ProMed Mail, where a bunch of experts could share notes. But as you can see, the real explosion, the big bang for this field, happened with the rise of Web 2.0. All of a sudden, the internet wasn't just for experts anymore. It was for everyone. And the amount of data just skyrocketed.
And it's important to know that not all these systems work the same way. They basically come in 3 main flavors. You've got your moderated systems, where a human expert is always in the loop verifying things. Then you have 2 kinds of automated systems. Ones that are fully automatic, where algorithms do all the heavy lifting, and then news aggregators, which just pull all the articles into one place and let you do the analysis. And this table gives you a great snapshot of that diversity. Just look at the different data sources. ProMed Mail is all about news reports that are curated by experts. HealthMap casts a wider net. It pulls in news, search queries, and official reports. And then you get something totally different, like InfluenzaNet, which is all participatory. It relies on thousands of volunteers who actually self-report their symptoms. Each one has its own unique strengths. But, of course, like any powerful new technology, this isn't some magic bullet. There is incredible promise here, but there are also some very real pitfalls we have to be careful to navigate.
First, the good stuff. I mean, the strengths are amazing. These systems are fast, they're cheap to run, and they are incredibly adaptable. You can tweak an algorithm to start looking for a new disease way faster than you could ever set up a new physical surveillance network. Plus, they can see into remote areas where traditional reporting might be thin on the ground. But then you have the challenges. What happens when the data leads to a false alarm? What about the huge privacy questions that come with tracking people's health searches? And then there's the digital divide. These systems are naturally biased toward people who have easy internet access. And of course, an algorithm can easily miss cultural context or slang and totally misinterpret the data.
And trust me, this is not just theoretical. The story of Google Flu Trends is the perfect cautionary tale. It was a pioneering system, but it started making really big mistakes. For instance, it famously couldn't tell the difference between people searching because they actually had the flu and people searching for news about the flu shot. A tiny little error, but with massive consequences. It was a huge lesson that just having big data isn't enough. You need context. You need rigor.
So, where does all this leave us? What's the future for these powerful, but let's face it, imperfect tools? Well, here's the most important takeaway from all of this. The goal was never to replace our doctors and our epidemiologists with an algorithm. No way. The real power, the future, is integration, using these amazing new digital tools to make the incredible work that humans are already doing even better.
Think of it this way. These web-based systems are like a super sensitive smoke detector. Their job is to be an early warning system. But when that alarm goes off, it's the job of the firefighters, our public health experts on the ground, to rush in, investigate, confirm if there's a real fire, and take action. One just can't be effective without the other.
And that brings us to the final big question we have to ask ourselves. The technology is here. Its potential is absolutely undeniable. So the real challenge for all of us moving forward is to figure out how we can harness all of its speed and its intelligence while making sure it's fair for everyone and protecting our fundamental right to privacy. Solving that is the key to truly hacking the outbreak.